Greetings, Dr. Wolfula here to present a very important special audio presentation that your ears cannot dare unlisten to. Does that make sense? Oh, it doesn't matter. Listen to this.
Welcome to someone's favorite movie. I'm coming to you from the Pod Check outside beautiful Bay City, Michigan. My name is Randy, and with me is a foxy car wreck, the likes of which you've never seen. His name is Tom Coe. What's up, sir? How are you tonight?
I got to be honest, I'm feeling kind of Randy.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Ah?
I see what you... That's my name. Also an adjective for constantly aroused.
Yes.
Yeah, it was real. It's a real son of a bitch to have this name when those Austin Powers movies came out.
I bet.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about that letter I read back in the mid to late 90s in Wizard magazine?
No.
Somebody asked, do you think... There used to be a comic artist named Randy Queen.
Okay.
And somebody said, do you think every time a British person reads the name Randy Queen, they just laugh uncontrollably? And so of all the people they asked, they tracked down Warren Ellis, who's like the most diabolical cyberpunk out there.
Sure.
To ask him his opinion on it. And he's like, no, that is an amazing name. Where is this man from? Oh, he's from America. Little known secret. Us British people invented Americans just to laugh at you.
That's nice.
Yes. I don't know why, but that will always stick in my memory.
God damn. If you're a nerd in the 90s and you read Wizard magazine, you know exactly what we're talking about. God damn it if that letters page wasn't my favorite part of every issue.
Yep.
And I would read that thing front to back like so many times. Like I didn't have the internet, so this is what I had, and I just, man, over and over again.
Got to keep up on that comic book news.
You just have to. When I was a kid, I had my best friend in school got a letter published in Nintendo Power, and he was like a god to me for a while. Well,
do you know that I got a letter published in Wizard?
Did you?
Yes.
Do you have it framed above your bed? Because that's where mine would be. I got a letter in there.
No, I still have the issue somewhere. It was basically asking about the alternate ending for A Death in the Family where Robin died.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because at that point in the mid-90s, they didn't release anything. And I'm like, okay, Jim Aparo said that he drew an alternate ending. What happened in that? And DC flat out refused to answer. It's like, all right, well, at least I got to see my name in print.
For those that don't know, A Death in the Family was when Robert, Batman's sidekick Robert. Oh God, this
Batman
is
and Bob.
Yeah, Batman and Bob. What a dynamic douche. I don't know what I'm saying. Man, I'm all out of sorts, huh? I can't get these words right. But this is Death in the Family was when Robin kicked the bucket because the Joker there murdered him with a crowbar and explosions. And also you murdered him.
Yes.
Because the fans were given a number to call in to vote on his final fate.
And the best part about that is there were reports that one person called every 30 seconds to vote in favor of killing him. And this is in 1989, before we even heard of computer bots.
Uh-huh.
That means this person sat there all night long, every 30 seconds, at like 75 cents a pop.
Yeah.
Pouring money into this thing just to kill a fictional character.
Yep, I definitely heard those rumors, those myths, those innuendos. I think they might have been established as true. I don't know. If I remember right, I think the vote count was shockingly low too.
And it was shockingly close.
Yeah. Did you ever get to see the alternate ending?
Yes, it was just one splash page.
One splash page of Batman holding a Robin carcass and with a gleeful look on his face saying he's alive or something like that.
Instead of looking sad, he looks happy.
And I'm like, is he alive? Because he looks pretty rough there, sir.
Not to mention, he looks in, rough enough shape to where you shouldn't be smiling there, Batman.
No, he may be alive now, but what about 30 seconds from now?
Exactly.
All bloody and... I mean, he got exploded and beaten with a crowbar in several panels there. So, I mean...
That and the other thing about that story that I will always remember is it culminated in the Joker being named the UN ambassador from Iran.
Right. And Superman...
Can you think of a more 80s story?
Yeah, Superman got involved. Oh, what a time.
Yeah, looking back on it, that story kind of sucks.
It really does. There's one good issue in it, and it's the one where Robin dies. The rest of it is kind of trash.
And even then, it's only like the first half.
Yeah. There's way too much plot. I think, doesn't Robin have like this? His mom comes back for him, or somebody claiming to be his mom.
He's looking for his biological mother.
Yeah.
And so he has like a list of 3 candidates, and he's trying to eliminate them. And turns out that his actual mother is involved with the Joker, where she's blackmailing him. He's threatening her famine relief in Ethiopia, or I don't know. Fucking comics.
Right? Fucking comics. I know this doesn't have a lot to do with this podcast, but it sort of does.
Oh?
I forgot to tell you this, Tom Cohen. I'm very sorry, but maybe you saw this.
Okay.
I met our good friend Nick, from formerly of the Epic Film Guys.
Yes. And the only reason I found out about this was that Nick sent me a picture on my phone. I'm like, what the fuck?
He said he was going to. He's like, the moment I got there, he's like, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to take a picture and I'm going to send it to Tomco. So in case you don't know,
I am owed a story time. Yeah.
So in case you don't know, Nick was one of the former hosts of Epic Film Guys, and he's gone on to do a podcast called Nikolai's Kitchen about cooking and positivity. He also every year is the host for Livestream for the Cure, which this podcast was a part of last year with the wonderful Dr. Wolfgilla. And it's a live streaming event where we raise money for cancer research. This year, the donations were over 23,000, Tom Go.
How much? I'm just curious. Has there been a running tally as far as how much he's raised in total?
Yes, he told me what it is, but I don't want to spoil it because it'll be revealed next year.
Well, you know what? Either way, he's doing God's work.
Oh, it's an amazing thing, and it's so amazing everyone gets bands together and is able to do this. But me and Pookie, my wife, whom I adore, had planned a trip last year with some friends of ours. We were going to see the Avett Brothers, which is a band that Pookie and her friend really like. The concert was in Cooperstown, New York.
Okay.
So, I don't know. We as it got closer, we were thinking, oh, man, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Finally, it all worked out where we were driving separately. So I got a hold of Nick because he lives in the Ithaca area. And I said, hey, we're coming to New York. Can we come over and visit? And he's like, do you got a place to stay? And I'm
no shit.
I'm like, well, Friday night, no, we were kind of just playing it by ear. He's like, stay here. And I was like, okay. So I spent the night.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, it was great.
He opens his house up to you.
Yep. He cooked us dinner.
Oh, I was going to ask if he made a special meal for you.
Him and his beloved are like the best people. So nice. And yep, he made a delicious meal, and we drank many a craft beer.
As you should.
And I snored in one of his guest bedrooms. It was great.
Did I ever tell you my podcasting pipe dream? It involves you and Nick, by the way.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know. Maybe you did. I probably forgot because I'm old.
Oh, yes. Have you ever heard of a place called Big Pink? You better have.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. The band. Please tell me you know who the band was.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Late 60s, very early 70s. They lived in this town, Woodstock, New York. And the house they lived in was called Big Pink. That house is very, very famous for its basement.
Okay.
Because in that basement, they met up with all kinds of musicians. You know, Delaney and Bonnie, George Harrison, Eric Clapton. The big one was Bob Dylan. You've heard of the basement tapes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The basement tapes were recorded at Big Pink in the basement.
Okay.
Nowadays, Big Pink is a rental house.
Oh.
I have always fantasized about getting a bunch of people together that have podcasts. You know, granted, they'd have to be geographically convenient. Getting together, renting out Big Pink, and recording podcast episodes in that basement.
Oh, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be amazing. Yeah. We got to drive through the Finger Lake area, which is where Ithaca is, and it's like,
I've always heard that's really pretty.
oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Like, the town is on this lake, and there's like this perpetual mist over the lake. It's really something to see. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow.
So it almost has like a Loch Ness feeling to it.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. It was a really good time. Went to the Baseball Hall of Fame because that's in Cooperstown. Went to the concert. It was very relaxing. Drove through Canada. About an eight and a half hour drive. Not bad.
Oh, I miss Canada.
Yeah, it was a fun time. So, yeah.
Shit, if I knew you were going through Canada, I'd have had you get me a couple of sachets of poutine gravy.
You like the poutine, do you?
You better not tell me you don't.
I don't even. I had just learned what poutine was driving through Canada this time. So no.
Oh, it is the greatest food on earth because it's so goddamn versatile.
It's so versatile.
You as long as you have cheese, some kind of liquid, and French fries, it's poutine.
It's poutine, baby.
Exactly.
Boy,
but I don't know why the gravy down here just isn't the same.
You need that Canadian gravy to really spice up everything.
Yeah. So we're totally off track.
I was just going to say that. This is all off the rails.
We're here to talk about a movie.
We're here to talk about a movie. It's a thing I'm going to call Slasher Saturdays. Which
but it's Wednesday, sir.
Don't peek behind the curtain. Gosh. No, the idea is this will be released on a Saturday. And I'm thinking, Tomko, that Slasher Saturdays will lead into a Patreon exclusive thing called Slasher Saturdays, because I am old and goddamn it, I've got things coming up. I need to be more responsible with my money. So this goddamn podcast needs to start making a little bit of cash. Not much, just enough to pay for itself.
Justify its existence.
Absolutely. That could be a thing that's happening. Slasher Saturdays.
You know what? I will draw a list together. Yes, sir.
Excellent. But today, we are covering the movie X. X came out this year, 2022, from director Ty West and the production company A24. If you don't know what A24 is, they make those fancy highfalutin arty farty horror movies. You might remember Hereditary. You might remember Midsommar. People lost their shit over Midsommar.
Oh, I hated that movie.
I did too. Not a fan.
No, it was a ripoff of
Wicker Man.
Wicker Man, yeah.
Yeah.
They made The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse was fucking awesome.
Was that an A24?
It very much was. So was The Witch.
Yeah, The Witch I haven't seen yet. I own it, but I haven't seen it. The Lighthouse.
Highly recommended.
The Lighthouse I did see. You let me hack into your personal collection, and I watched that like last year or something.
Mm-hmm.
Very good stuff.
Very good movie. Yeah.
But an A24 movie tends to be really well shot, interesting camera angles.
Well, I mean, they're the. Have you ever heard the term shovelware?
No.
All right. Go back in your head about 15 years when we were at the height of the Nintendo Wii.
You're really just giving me all these terms I've never had a clue about tonight. You're really making me look dumb.
That's why I'm here. All right. Remember when the Nintendo Wii was the must-have game for a couple of years?
Oh, every family had to have it just for that Wii bowling, yeah.
And you got done playing Wii Sports. You got bored kicking your dad's ass at tennis. You got your ass kicked at golf. You wanted to find another Wii game. You go to Walmart, you go to Meijer's or whatever local big box store there is, and there are hundreds of Wii games out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's shovelware. So after a while, at least what I did is I started to look for studios that produced games that I knew I liked. I'm thinking, okay, they have standards. They're not going to release shit. They're not going to produce what was known as shovelware, where they would just shovel it out onto the market, hoping to make a quick buck.
Okay.
To me, A24 is the opposite of shovelware.
So
they put out a good product, a well thought out product. That's what I came into this movie expecting.
So you're saying they're the opposite of Blumhouse?
Yes.
Because Blumhouse will rush a movie out, make it cheap, and whatever it is, that's what it is.
Throw everything against the wall, hope that it sticks.
Hey, no, give me
A24, they are very considered in the projects they greenlight.
Yes, you would never see a movie called Fantasy Island based on the 70s sitcom, I guess it was. Not really.
Horror film.
Yeah. You wouldn't see A24 do something like that. By the way, no. Fantasy Island's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And it's not to say Blumhouse is completely garbage. There's some good stuff there, of course, but I don't know. It's pretty hit or miss.
Yeah, I mean, you have to work with Blumhouse to separate the wheat from the chaff. Yeah. A24, it's supposed to be all goddamn wheat.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have a hearty plate of wheat with this movie.
That's what their motto should be. A24. We're a bunch of goddamn wheat.
Goddamn it. That's the standard that I've looked at. Yes.
Is this wheat or chaff? Damn it.
This was a big bucket of chaff.
Oh. Also, I realize we're swearing a lot in this episode. I love it.
we are.
Really tying one on tonight with these curses.
So, I mean, how do you describe this movie?
Well, it's about a clue. Geez, why are words the worst today for me? It's about a crew that decides to make a pornographic film, and they think they're going to be on the cusp of the great VHS revolution. It's 1979, and people are starting to get VCRs, and
They want to jerk off at home.
Absolutely. And the leader of the crew rightfully thinks that porn will take off on tape because people get to watch it in the privacy of their own home rather than going to some seedy, shady theater somewhere. And he's right.
Unless you're Pee Wee Herman.
Unless you're Pee Wee. I mean, and you would think with the wealth that man had, he would have had his own private screening rooms and access to any of it.
I'm imagining just a vast Alexandria library size of porno collections for Pee Wee.
Yeah. So this illustrious cat takes his aspiring porno actress / stripper, Maxine Minks, played by Mia Goth. Which, is that a real name? Is she really named Mia Goth in real life? Because that's kind of a kick-ass name.
I want it to be real, therefore it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Glad we're on the same page. So he takes her along with a couple of actors that he found. One of them played by Brittany Snow. The other one named Jackson Hole, played by rapper Kid Cudi.
Best character in the movie.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's. Have you ever heard any Kid Cudi music?
I've heard the name, but I'm old.
Yeah,
so
that tracks.
I'm not going to listen to anybody with the name Kid anything.
Oh, wow, that's a good rule to live by. Possibly, I don't know.
It got you thinking, didn't it?
It did. I'm really pondering. I'm like, wait a minute. And they enlist the talents of a aspiring director and his girlfriend to shoot the thing. The director is RJ, and he's really into film and film school. He really wants to make an art piece. His girlfriend's just tagging along. She has no idea that they're there to film an adult movie. The girlfriend's played by Jenna Ortega, who is a scream queen in the making. She's in every horror movie that came out this year, it feels like.
Yeah.
So they decide to rent a weird kind of
the cheapest, most remote place they could find, essentially.
Yeah, because they plan on not telling the person they're renting from what they're going to do. So they board up in this little shack, and it's owned by a couple elderly people in the middle of Texas, and they intend to shoot their film, the farmer's daughter, right there on the farm property. What could go wrong?
Well, Pa specifically says, please keep the noise down because, Ma, she's, gonna end up wondering what's going on, and she'll be wandering.
Yeah, it turns out that Ma, whose name is Pearl, is so horny.
Yes, but they are an elderly couple, and Pa's heart can't get him up for loving anymore.
He can't do it, but she needs it. And that's the movie. That's what it's about.
Now, this is late 70s.
Yeah.
At this point, science had caught up. There are alternatives out there, I'm assuming.
Sure. Granny could have found other ways to be aroused other than murdering sweet young things, I think.
She could have rode Sandy the pony at Myers. She could have sat on the washing machine during the spin cycle. But let's not gloss over the fact that the whole plot of this movie boils down to this very old woman who looks to be in her late 90s. I'm being generous.
Sure.
Who wants somebody to pay attention to her junk.
Yeah.
She doesn't care who.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very sex positive movie, I guess, in that respect.
Yeah, I guess.
I know it's a very. I mean, people are raving about this movie and the themes, and I'm like, well, put themes in quotation marks because I get what you're saying, but
this is a movie that honestly, the hype made me feel like I must be a fucking moron. 'Cause I don't get it. Once you get past the shock nature of this movie and the idea that elderly people may have sexual urges, which, yeah, they're still human. Of course they do. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
This movie's fucking pointless.
It kind of is. I mean, you know, and if it was, I was thinking about this when I was watching it. I was like, if this was made in the 80s and it had no hype, it probably would have been a pleasant surprise. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 30, 40 years ago, this would have been a cult classic. But you know what? We're in 22.
Yeah.
Strip away past generations' shock value. What are you left with in this movie?
Yeah, and
I mean, I'll give it credit. It is very well shot. It is a very well made, and it is a great looking movie.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Practical effects are amazing.
Yeah.
Effects do not make a movie.
Well, and it has the great shots. You have a cast that you get to know, and you're kind of fooled into thinking these characters actually have character because you spend so much time with them before something happens. But then you realize that, wait a minute, they don't really have that much character to them. It's just smoke and mirrors, really.
The only character I was really interested in was the veteran.
Yeah.
Who, once he realizes that Pa were they both Marines?
Yeah.
Once those two realized they had a connection, those two were solid.
Yeah.
I was interested in that the dynamic between those two.
Yeah.
I didn't care about any of these other characters.
No.
I didn't care if they got ate by an alligator. I didn't care if horny grandma cut their head off.
Yeah.
They're just fodder for shock.
Yes. Not only is there a horny grandma, there's also a big old alligator in the nearby pond because why not? In Texas.
Yes.
Do they have alligators in Texas? I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say no.
Somebody has a pet. I'm being generous.
Okay.
I am willing to suspend disbelief so we could have Chekhov's alligator.
Armchair producer Doug Goodwin, look up if Texas has alligators. I'd love to know that. Thank you. Anyways, then you have the characters have the only character growth in this movie is that of Jenna Ortega, and it's very, very thin. It's very thin because she's confused about why they're at this place. She sees that they're filming an adult movie, and then she becomes kind of intrigued and wants to join in. And that's the only character growth.
Somebody wants to have sex.
Yeah. And that leads to the whole build up to the first death in the movie because her boyfriend RJ, who's directing, is pissed off and upset and shocked by this, and all the other people are like, you can't be like this. And I was like, I'm kind of on his side.
I don't care. Okay, you want to have sex. Cool. That's a human urge. Should we make a movie about somebody who gets hungry?
That'd be a good one.
This movie reminds me of the thing that every person out there dreaded hearing when they were kids. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Because, all right, A24, this is an elevated studio.
Yeah.
It looks visually interesting. It's basically promising to be Boogie Nights meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a cool concept.
Yeah.
That's the entire movie.
Oh, man. I wonder if that's how he sold it. This is Boogie Nights meets Texas Chainsaw.
You know what? I would watch. You know what? Make an entirely movie, a different movie. Promise me, Buggy Nights versus meets Texas Chainsaw. I'm still gonna watch the fuck out of that.
Oh man, I want that
Because I
movie
like
now.
movies.
Yeah, I want that movie now.
You got that movie and it sucks.
I don't think it's quite. I don't think it's quite Boogie Nights meets Texas Chainsaw.
It's Boogie Nights meets sexually frustrated geriatric patient.
Yeah. And with every A24, there's like a couple of shocking gore moments and shocking moments.
Oh, the gore is amazing.
Yeah. First time grandma really kills a man. Boy, does she go all out.
And gets satisfaction from it, which seems kind of a weird escalation in the situation, but all right, I'll roll with it, movie.
Do you know who played the grandma in this movie?
Spike Lee.
Close.
Oh?
The psycho Biddy in this movie was played by Mia Goth.
No shit.
Under a ton of old person makeup, she played dual roles.
All right, you know what? She just shot up in my esteem.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yes.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. I could kind of see there was old person makeup on. I figured it was.
Oh yeah. I could definitely tell that the people playing Ma and Pa were not anywhere near that age.
Yes. But she does a really impressive job of playing both characters. They're completely different.
The body language is actually really. God damn it! You're making me compliment this movie.
I knew I could do it.
I will tip my hat. That's impressive.
So taking that into account, there's all sorts of essays written about the parallels between the Maxine character that she plays and the Pearl character that she plays, and the sexual liberation of both. And
I hate to sound like a closed-minded idiot, but I think they're overthinking this. I mean, it just feels like shock. I don't know. I feel like I am on the wrong side of this. I'm willing to admit I am completely wrong. But to me, it just felt like shock value for its own sake.
There is a geriatric sex scene, so that would constitute shock value for shock's sake.
No, I'm not even talking about that. Yes, I hate to let you down, little folks, but Grandpa and Grandma probably still bone in some capacity. But it just felt like they went overboard with the gore, which in a movie like this I'm expecting. So I'm not going to use that as a strike against it. But there's just not much story to it.
There's not.
I mean,
and
maybe it's all subtext, which I've always hated that in movies. I don't know. Maybe again, I'm feeling like I'm the idiot in this because there are so many people who are praising this movie.
Well, I mean, the movie's 106 minutes, and it takes probably 40 to 45 minutes before the first kill.
And it felt like it lasted a week and a half.
So it takes its sweet damn time. And you're right, not much is happening. They're just filming their porn. And that's about it. I mean, there's some fun moments here and there, but there's not a lot to it. And believe me, I've tried to overanalyze everything.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is a movie I went into gung fucking ho. I was expecting to love this movie.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, I can't recommend it.
Typically when I watch a movie, I almost exclusively watch them at night. And then when I wake up the next morning and I'm driving to work or whatever, or on my downtime at work,
You'll stew it over.
I think about it and kind of go over it in my head. And I hate to say it, but this one, I went over it in my head and I didn't see anything there.
No. And honestly, it's it's kind of forgettable. I mean, do you really think you're going to be thinking about this movie 5 years from now?
I don't know. No, I don't. Here's the thing though, like when they filmed this movie, he also filmed a prequel at the same time called Pearl, starring Mia Goth. And I'm like, why is that necessary? We need to see her when she was younger and horny. Like, I don't get it.
I don't. You know what? I'll wait until I hear word of mouth. That, for all I know, it could be an interesting story. Dumbass that I am, I'm willing to bet it's going to be released by A24. I'm an A24 mark. I will give it a chance after word of mouth.
Throughout the movie, there's a conservative Christian preacher playing on TVs, and you have no idea why this is happening other than it's artsy fartsy. Till the very end.
And it's drawing a parallel to today's society.
Yeah, until the very end when it's revealed that Maxine is actually this dude's daughter. And
yeah. Were you shocked?
No.
Did you care?
No, and that's why I wasn't shocked, because I didn't give it a single thought. And I didn't care about that character. So when he said he referenced his daughter who was in porn or whatever and her name, I was like, oh, okay.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, it was like, and I'm sorry, she's I liked her acting, but as a final girl, she was kind of the worst.
Yeah.
She had no redeeming qualities to her, in my opinion.
In all honesty, my big complaints with this movie all lie in the script. The actors all did a good job. It's a very good looking movie. You know, it's for the story that they presented, it's well paced, but it's just a big bag of, I don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm beyond being shocked at the idea of what they're presenting me.
Yeah, you're right. The actors all did a great job. I mean, Mia Goth in her dual roles. Jenna Ortega, I always like in everything. Brittany Snow was likable in this movie.
I mean, this would be a great movie if I was like 13 years old.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh, man, if I saw this at 19 when I was in college, boy, I would think this was a masterpiece. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I would eat it up with a spoon.
But once you get past the quote-unquote taboo subject matter, it's just, okay, then what?
In my mind, it's not that edgy and it's not that smart.
No.
But there's
that's what it was banking on.
But there's a lot of people writing about this who are allegedly smarter than me and know better than me.
And you know what? I am willing to bet that, you know what? They are absolutely right. I am absolutely wrong. I'm the moron here.
I don't know.
But I just don't get this. Listeners, please write in and explain to me why I'm wrong on this.
Tell Tomko why he's wrong. Someone's favorite movie podcast at gmail.com.
I need someone other than Mrs. Tomko to tell me why I'm wrong.
Oh, did Mrs. Tomko like this?
I watched this with her.
Yeah.
After it was done and we were turning it off during the credits, she looked at me and I quote said, "You son of a bitch, I'm the one that paid for this movie." Because we didn't download it illegally. We didn't rent it for $5. We paid full price to purchase it because I like to digest and revisit movies. And yeah, this one I rolled craps on.
I also bought this movie, so god damn it.
So I think, you know what, I gotta say I'm kind of relieved that we're in agreement on this one, because I thought I was going to be the dick again. Turns out we're both the dicks.
Yeah, we are both the dicks, and not in the let's form a porn way. I don't know that I hated it as much as you do.
I think the reason why I hate it is because I went into it expecting to love it.
Yeah, Pookie, my wife, whom I adore, didn't like it either. I liked it a little bit, but I didn't love it. I was expecting.
There are absolutely redeeming qualities about this movie. It's a well-made movie on a surface level.
Yeah, I was expecting to be blown away though, and I wasn't.
Exactly.
And if I'm being honest, I wasn't blown away by Hereditary, other than a few scenes, and Midsommar I didn't like. So
I enjoyed Hereditary. Midsummer or Midsommar, if you want to be correct. Ugh, piece of shit.
yeah, there's some scenes from Hereditary that still stick with me that are so disturbing.
Where the lady's sawing off her own head with piano wire. Yeah, that'll stick with you.
The sister sticking her head out the window and getting her head knocked off by a telephone pole.
The headless corpses bowing to the god of mischief.
Yeah.
Which up until then, I never really took into account what mischief could entail.
Sure.
Yeah. That movie stuck with me.
Yeah. This one I don't think's gonna stick.
No, honestly, after we're done with this podcast, I don't know if I'm ever going to think about it again, except for when I'm scrolling past it in my digital library.
Maybe in a few years when we cover on this podcast the X franchise.
Oh, fuck. We're going to do that, aren't we?
Give it 5 years. There'll be like 8 movies in the franchise, probably.
Please tell me the prequel's going to be W.
No, it's called Pearl.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, there's already a movie called W, though.
Yeah, you know what? You could put like a quote around the W, or an asterisk, or a period. Come on.
Well, I guess we just pooped all over this movie. So
yeah, we kind of did.
We just
Sorry,
lost.
Listeners.
Yeah, we lost all our.
We lost A24 for screener copy.
Yeah. Damn it.
Fuck.
I was banking on that.
So, what are we going to talk about next, sir?
We're talking about Alligator next.
Looking forward to it.
It's a 1980 movie about an alligator.
What else could it be about?
I don't know. There's a Burt Reynolds movie called Gator, so, and it's about Burt Reynolds.
What? If that's not about, Burt Reynolds, his mustache, fighting a gator, I would be disappointed.
Yeah, it's just about, I think he's like, I don't know what he is. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to libel the movie from the 70s. I want
to walk into this movie blind.
You want to walk into the movie Alligator blind?
Yes.
Okay.
And why wouldn't I?
Well, you have to.
Yeah. All right. So where can folks find you if they want to tell you how wrong you are about this masterpiece that we talked about?
You can find me on Twitter at mretailslave, or on the Facebook. You can find me there, I guess. I don't know. We have a page, someone's favorite movie, on there that I never go to. Or you can email me at someone's favorite movie podcast at gmail.com. How about you, sir?
As far as myself, reach out to me on Randy's Facebook page. I've got a Facebook page of my own, though it's kind of dead, called Jake and Tom Conquer the Group. That is in relation to my old show called Jake and Tom Conquer the World. If you're on Twitter, before Elon Musk shuts it down, you can reach out to me at the Drunken Dork.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about. I'm like, man, Twitter's going to go away now. And I met so many people through Twitter, and that's dumb.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's a ghost town in the making.
Well,
I guess we're all going to have to go over to Truth Social.
Yeah. Let's check out if our Google Plus accounts are still active, huh?
I bet you they are.
Well, until next time, we'll be you. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
You tried to have a granny want some dick joke in there. I know.
Yeah, well,
All right.
All right. We'll see you next time on someone's favorite movie. Bye-bye.
Bye.